Welcome to First Unitarian Society of Minneapolis, the birthplace of Congregational Humanism. We carry on that tradition of free thought today, dedicated to promoting a free search for truth, meaning, and justice. Our web address is firstunitarian.org. I'm David Breeden, Senior Minister. Welcome. The Unitarian Universalist and Humanist traditions ask both a little and a lot of our ministers. A little, as Shelley was mentioning, in that our traditions and our ministers are really not expected to, certainly speak for the gods. A lot in that, in our tradition. So, who are we speaking for? That's always a good question, right? But we don't speak with authority of the gods. We ministers must, therefore, do what we can to be useful to people who, thank you, pay our salaries. To say that ministry is odd is an understatement. All occupations have an element of imposter syndrome ready built for the practitioner, sure, but for liberal clergy, the wall between imposter and professional is especially thin. We liberal clergy make no pretense about being fallible human beings. We are real fallible. We promise to do our best, all the while knowing that our best will not be good enough. There simply aren't enough hours in the day. Still, somewhere in the minds of many, maybe all of us, back in those dark corners where the dusty file cabinets live, most of us have some kind of atavistic streak. We still believe that clergy knows something, that they can do something almost magical. Well, we can't. The role of assistant minister is especially fraught. FUS opened its doors as a congregation in 1881. The meeting minutes for 1882 ask if FUS can afford an assistant minister. And it's sort of been that way ever since. That question has been asked for, 141 years now, and I do need to consult our historians, but I think that Rev Jim is the longest serving assistant minister in FUS history. Watching the senior minister make incredibly stupid decisions is, of course, the hardest part for an assistant minister, as you can imagine. Appearances to the contrary, I'm not about to burst into a chorus of a minister's life is not a happy one. I've known a lot of ministers over the years. It's an occupational hazard of being one. In the case of some ministers, you can see the person squirming under the professional presence. In other ministers, they wear it well, but still they're gritting their teeth underneath. And still other ministers are ministers through and through. And such, I can say, is Rev Jim Fody, a minister through and through. Now, I know that Rev Jim has struggled with lots of sticky wickets during his time as minister here, but that's just it. Jim struggled with the sticky wickets and wholeheartedly dealt with what needed to be done. Therefore, when he dealt with a need, he had already struggled and prepared so that he could be that minister through and through. Thinking things through and then doing what needs to be done is Rev Jim's superpower. An old saying goes that the three most difficult things to say in English are, I was wrong, I'm sorry, and Worcestershire sauce. I want to say three difficult things to Jim. I was wrong, I'm sorry, Worcestershire sauce. Thanks for listening. You can find much more about humanism and what's happening at First Unitarian Society in Minneapolis by visiting our website at firstunitarian.org.